Hello everyone, and welcome to the Vintage Needle Crafter. My name is Laura, and today I'm going to demonstrate and show you how you can take a crochet stitch, like single crochet here, and make it look like knitting. Maybe perhaps you like the look of knitting, but you don't know how to knit, or you might not have the supplies to knit. Or maybe you just are intimidated by it and prefer crochet, but you like the look of knitting. So here in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can take your crochet and make it resemble knitting. Now here is a sample of a knitted piece that I finished here. And as you can see, if you compare the stitches, it does resemble that of knitting, which is the little V's here. This is a very simple stitch to do. It's not complicated at all, so let's get started and I will show you how. So here on my sample piece here, I'm just going to chain one. And what we're doing with this is just doing single crochet. That's all we're doing. However, instead of going into the top two bars like you would normally do for a single crochet across, we are working it a different way. Now, if you can see here real close, try to point this to you. You can see here and here there are two legs with what looks like a tabletop. Do you see that? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to work in here underneath the table between these two little table legs here, okay? And that will make it look like a knit stitch, and that's all we do. So I have variegated yarn here, as you can see. I'm just going into that. Now see, here would be the next one. I will show you on a different yarn how to get started. But you're just going into those little table legs. Oops. And that makes this look very close to knitting, as you can tell by the two samples here. Side by side. See, as you can see, it's very close, isn't it? I discovered this stitch years ago, and I was quite impressed by it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you on some scrap yarn here of a different color. I have just some number 4 basic yarn here. And you're just going to start out with a chain stitch like you would normally do any other crochet project, the chain stitch. However your pattern calls for, or however you would like to do. Just going to chain up a few here and single crochet. Now, you're just going to single crochet across this chain, okay, like you would normally do. Okay, and I've almost got a crossed. There, that's your setup row. So you're going to chain one and turn. Now, it may be hard to see. Different yarns have different effects, but you can see right here is that little tabletop, and here is the legs. Okay, so we're going to go in between those legs. Now, a helpful tip is to crochet a little bit looser than what you normally would. See, here it is again. Here's the tabletop, and here's the two legs. So we're going to go in between that. Okay, do you see that? Right here, here's the tabletop, here's the two legs. We're going to go in between there. Just like that. See, it's a little bit, can sometimes be a little bit tricky to get into there. So see, that's the only different thing that you do. And you just keep going across. And when I get a few more rows, I'll come back and show you what it is beginning to look like. Okay, so I chained one and I turned, and this row was a little easier because I was working a little bit loose, but you can see here's the tabletop, Here are the two legs that are shaped like a V, like this. And you go in between there, just like that. And that's all you do. You go right on down the row. And, oop, my yarn got caught. I'm working with a slipperier yarn that's a little bit splitty. That will happen sometimes, but just keep going down. And that's all you do. That's all you do. And I'm going to work a few more rows, just going down. You see how that's starting to look like knitting? Quite different from your regular single crochet. Just going in between. There's it is, in between. Now, if you want to do a straight scarf with this, I would suggest when you get down to the end of your row, you have this little space here, but you don't have the table. It's hard to see, it's on the end. So just do a simple single crochet at the end, then turn. Now, are you beginning to see where we need to go? Here is our first one, right there. Here is our second one. There's the tabletop. Here's the legs. Going in there. Here's the third one. It gets easier as you go along. Remember to crochet a little bit loose, not too loose, but you don't want to crochet tightly either because you'll have a hard time getting in between there. Oops, pardon me, I have a hair. But I just wanted to share this with all of you because it does resemble knitting and it works up a lot faster than knitting if you are a crocheter. You can do this quite quickly. Now over here, it kind of got messed up a little bit. I can see it's right there. That can happen too. And we're just going to do a single crochet at the end. Okay, so here I done up a few rows and you can see that looks quite close to knitted stitch. Now, a little tip is I would suggest using a little bit larger hook as this will make it more drapey. The smaller the hook, the tighter and the more dense the fabric's going to be. And this will be a little bit thicker than regular crochet. And I have a sample over here on the left. This is regular single crochet. This is the mock knit stitch here. And you can see it's quite close to knitting. So just want to share that with all of you. Give it a try if you like the look of knitting, but are intimidated by it or don't have the equipment for it. And I thank you all for watching, and you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.